We back, man. We back. Grind. A day in the life of a dream chaser series. Hey, man, it's this season 2, episode 1. We bringing it back. We pushing positivity. We bringing exposure to the grind from all aspects of life, from different industries, different fields. I felt it was only right that I pop this off with my brother, man, D Church, man. Say what's up to the people, bro.
What's going on?
Yes, sir, man.
Here with my brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, it's been a while. We've been locked in for going on 15 years, bro.
Well,
going on 15 years. It's definitely a blessing. We witnessed each other grow from boys to men. We've watched the transition. We have watched the ups, the downs. So, man, it's a blessing, bro. Man, it's been about 5 years since we sat down and had our last interview. You know, then I think you was chasing the football dream, getting ready for the NFL Combine. You know, a lot have transpired since then, bro. So, catch the people up, man. What's new? What's going on with DC, bro?
Yeah, man. You know, football, that was my life at one point in time. But it's been a pivot, you know, since then. So, you know, just a today's time introduction. As we said, Devin Church. I am a real estate investor, a realtor, you know, a husband, a father, you know, many titles. Titles, man. And, you know, we here today to talk about it. Man, we here today to talk about it, man.
There you go, man. Hey, real estate mogul, bro. Hey, when
I love it.
When we get done with this with this podcast, you're gonna see why I had to pop it off with DC, man. Not only is he my brother, but he doing some great things. We're gonna talk about it. You know, let's dive in, bro. So what is it that you do on a day-to-day basis? What is your job title?
My job title, and you talking about from a work perspective, or you just saying as my life as an investor? Okay,
so you an investor and you work 9 to 5. You in?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so what do you do on that 9 to 5?
Yeah. So I am a pharmaceutical sales rep. That is my title. So on a daily basis, man, I'm talking to physicians. You know, I have a product, and my end goal is to get the physician to prescribe my product.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, just the game of sales, man, just being a people person, being able to interact with, you know, physicians at a high level. So
right.
That's my day-to-day job. But, you know, my passion is real estate.
Okay.
You know, so that's my passion. But we can get more into that.
I definitely want to jump into that, bro. I heard you use a word. You said pivot. You know, at one point you said football was your life. How do you pivot from football to now you a pharmaceutical sales rep to now real estate is, you know, your love? That's what you love to do. That's the passion.
No, great question, man. I mean, that's been the toughest pivot, you know, to date. You know, transition out of that mind state of being, you know, essentially more than an athlete. You know, so, you know, how do you do it? Just to answer that question, I think the biggest thing is exposure.
Ooh.
You know, when you in a situation where, you know, your whole life you've put in, you know, numerous hours towards this one sport, you got to start thinking outside the box. You know, obviously things didn't go your way on the football field, so I had to switch my mindset to now think of what is there else to do? You know, how else can I make hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars and be successful and enjoy it the same way I did on the football. You know, I needed that psychological gain I got from, you know, just being an influence on the football field. And it came down to exposure, man. I had a mentor, a friend of mine since middle school, Matthew Boyd.
Okay.
He was already in the industry of being a pharmaceutical sales rep. So for me, that was my connection. That was how I got exposed to this industry. But it all came from me seeking this exposure.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I took it serious, man. I just wanted to learn as much as I possibly can at that transitioning moment in my life.
Right. That's good stuff, bro. That's good stuff, man. So, man, I heard you say, of course I know, but something you stated, you said husband, you said father.
Yeah.
Bro, people don't understand that marriage is a work. How do you balance being a husband, a father, and still accomplish and knock out these goals like you've been doing, bro?
Man, as you know, bro, it's a tough thing to do, but, you know, when that's priority, you do everything you can to, you know, put that on the forefront and make that a serious, you know, grind and chase to accomplish those things, man. Without that foundation at home, life is hard.
Man.
You know, you got a happy home. We was just talking in the group chat, man. A happy wife really does mean a happy life.
I'm telling you.
But to complement that, and what we leave out is to be happy with yourself as well. You know, they both have to be there, and when those two things align, you know, life is good, man. Life is moving in the right direction. So
for sure, bro. For sure, man. Hey, man, I know, but let's tell the people, how did you get, like you said, exposure? And I know you brought up Matt, you know, but you did you see real estate in your family growing up? Was that a big thing?
You know, real estate was one of those things where I had to seek this information, and I really had to, you know, hop on YouTube University and go out to local meetups and just put myself out there, man. It was time I was going to meetups just, you know, by myself. You know, I seen a meetup posted, and I would just, you know, get in my car and head out there solo dolo and just connect with as many people as possible. And through that, this continuous connection, I started to build my network. And with that, just started rubbing elbows with the right people, and you know, it ended up leading to some traction, man. It's making some deals happen.
Yeah,
you know,
bro. I remember you knocked out your first deal. I'm like, dang, he owning something. You feel me? You were young when you did that, bro. Early 20s. I'm like, it's different because, you know, I wasn't really exposed to real estate growing up neither. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it was something different, especially within our circle, to see that. I'm like, bro, man, I'm so happy for my brother, bro.
Yeah.
But I want to know, because you got into real estate, you know, you did your flip, you now a pharmaceutical sales rep, you know, you investor, but you even really went out and got the real estate license, bro. Why go become an agent, bro?
You know what? Because I seen how much money I was leaving on the table for myself. You know, I was buying properties, but it was through a real estate agent, and obviously there's fees attached to this, you know, and I was leaving money on the table in regards to, as a real estate agent, if I buy a property personally for myself, well, I make 3% from that. So it was almost like I was missing the opportunity of reimbursing myself from just buying a property. So, you know, I seen that opportunity, and that's what kind of led me to go ahead and get my real estate license. Took me about 30 days online. So I just knocked it out. And with that, I never had an intention to help people buy and sell. That just kind of something, that was one of those unseen benefits. You know, I ended up posting it on social media, and people started reaching out. And that kind of led to me making a few deals happen just with clients. But originally, it really just started off with me feeling like I was missing an opportunity and leaving money on the table.
Man.
You know?
Man. So you said you seen the opportunity to seize and you went after it, bro.
I went after it, bro.
That's what it's about, man.
I went after it.
What it's about, man. While we here, man, while we got our real estate mogul is what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna speak it into the atmosphere.
I love it, man.
You know, I'm gonna give my brother his flowers while he could smell them.
I love it.
So, man, you know, it's been reported that the U.S. housing market is set to see the second. We set to see the second biggest house price decline since the Great Depression. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We seen so many people that became millionaires from the recession in 2008. Do you see that happening next year, 2023?
So do I essentially see a recession within the real estate market in next year, right?
Right.
Layered answer. I would say, you know, what we seen, if you just look, if you do, you know, I'm big on researching, and what the research says, you know, over the most recent maybe 8 or so recessions, only one, the real estate market has took a downturn, right? And the other 7 recessions, the real estate market has actually either plateaued, right, or just maybe slightly increased in value.
Right.
Nothing significant, but it may have increased in value. So I think when we look at the one where it took a significant decrease in 2008, right, there was a lot of things with the financial lending institution that, you know, we have corrected since then. So in smallest terms, we are more prepared for this real estate, you know, downturn that may come. So I I don't think we'll see anything significant like 40% discounts, 40% discounts. There may be a slight plateau of houses appreciation, but I'm not expecting any major price reductions within the real estate market. In my opinion, we should still be buying, right? Because, despite interest rates being as high as 7% today, October 6th, 2022, as of today, relatively, that's still a decent rate if we're comparing it to maybe, prior years, decades ago, right? This is still a reasonable rate. And more than ever, the buyer has, negotiation power, right, in regards to bringing less to the closing table, because now sellers are open to give sellers concessions. This is something we haven't seen in a number of years. So, layered answer, but that's just my opinion on the topic.
Hey, that's a good response. I just learned something right then and there. I don't know if y'all did, but I heard it. Hey, bro, so I got a question. Airbnb investments have been a
hot topic.
A hot topic lately, man.
Right.
So, what is your perspective on that? What would you do it? Would you not do it?
I think Airbnb could definitely be a lucrative, investment. I think obviously location is always the biggest thing when we talk about buying real estate, right? Location is everything, I believe, with Airbnb. But, it's a way to quadruple your cash flow. If we're talking like from a traditional rental, you can almost quadruple the cash flow. So, if you got a good opportunity to buy an Airbnb, I think it's a great investment.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen with the laws in regards to restricting Airbnbs. But for right now, it's hot. And people are making really good money off of it. So I don't knock it at all.
Right.
Is that my lane currently? No, not right now. But for those who are winning in it, I get it. I see why. Right.
Now, you say not really your lane, and you have named the pros of getting a Airbnb.
Yep.
Could you give me some cons and some risks to why you like, no, I'm not ready to do that right now?
I would say just, at any given time, the government could say, hey, I don't like what's going on with Airbnb. I'm going to stop it, And that's where you got to kind of be in position to have a backup plan and maybe go turn this Airbnb into a traditional rental or sell the property.
Right.
But, man, it's tough because it's a lot of uncertainty.
Right.
At the future of Airbnb.
Right.
If you're in somewhere like Orlando, I think you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
But I seen in Georgia just recently, I think it was Atlanta to be specifically, they did something with Airbnbs where it's like, hey, you got to be a licensed Airbnb host now.
Right.
So much uncertainty going on with that area of investing that, hey, for me currently, it's just not my lane right now.
Right. And you saying the government could do that without warning? They could just tomorrow, hey, this is what we feel and this is what's going to happen.
Right. I could imagine they would give you a heads up like, hey, they make the announcement today. They may say, hey, by December 1st, everybody needs to be licensed or XYZ is going to happen. So I could see something similar to that. But again, man, it's just a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
But, high risk, high reward. People are winning in that area, so kudos to them.
And you said Orlando. Why Orlando? Why do you see it as being able to thrive in Orlando?
Just being one of the, top tourist locations in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They got Disney World and a number of others, major attractions.
Yeah.
So, I can see Airbnb doing extremely well there. Even with our family, when we think about family trips, we go to Orlando.
Yeah.
We get an Airbnb in Orlando. So I see that's something year round that people are going to continuously invest in.
Yep. Good weather, like you said.
Exactly. It's a number of reasons why somebody would go to Orlando year round.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good place to probably get it going.
Facts, bro. Like that, man. So being, say you got a first time home buyer, right?
Yep.
Right now, knowing the market, the experience you have, you've purchased multiple homes. What is something you would give, a piece of advice you would give a first-time home buyer?
In today's market? I think the first thing we got to remember is, hey, to that home buyer, only buy what you're comfortable paying on a monthly note, right?
Right.
if 1,500 is too much for you, maybe you shouldn't be buying right now. If
Right.
that's the interest rate you gotta lock in, you know. So I mean, just from a very high level, truly only do what you truly can afford, right? And the second thing is understand this is a unique situation, a unique time right now, being that, hey, just a couple months ago, you would have had to bring, let's say, $10,000 to close on XYZ amount of house, right?
Right.
And, you know, today's time, the seller may be willing to help you with those closing costs. So you maybe can cut that $10,000 to $5,000 currently in today's market. So you're able to bring less to closing. You don't have to be super cash rich right now. That's the advantage of today's market. Yes, you lost buying power as the buyer, but you gain negotiation power, right? And that's the wins we seeing currently right now.
That's good stuff, bro. Man, you know, with the media and just different people, you know, you seeing on social media, like, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a house, and if I do, it's
Right.
gonna be super expensive. But like you said, we have negotiation power. You know what I'm saying? It's still a time to buy, you would say, right?
Right, man, most definitely.
Yeah.
And, you know, it all just comes down to that exposure, man. This mindset, you know, it came from just being exposed to others who think similar to that, you know, that, hey, it's always a good time to buy, you
Right.
know, and you just got to find, you know, the right play that works for you.
Right.
Sitting here today, my brother got this podcast going. This has exposed me, you know, to something that, hey, I can possibly get a podcast going.
Facts, bro.
I can maybe collab with my brother and do something together one day.
Man.
You know, it's
Man.
all about exposure, man. Seriously, exposure is everything, as you know.
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
as you know.
So you say exposure. It's funny, you know what I'm saying? Because we went to the same high school. That's where me and DC linked. We went to Brother Rice High School. If you know Brother Rice High School, you know bro. You know what I'm saying? He in the record books, you know bro. So when we went, bro, I was exposed to so much in a different way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we went to school with so many different people that's doing so many different things, and families were involved in different things that I wasn't exposed to growing up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, when we had people when they graduated that all they had to do was go to school because they are about to inherit a multi-million-dollar business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So exposure is big. I don't think we really understand, you know what I'm saying, the significance of being exposed to different things and getting out here, like you said. You went dolo to these meetings. You feel what I'm saying? You had a
Right.
dream, you had a passion about something. You getting out here, bro.
Right.
So exposure is definitely something big, man. It's funny, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to compliment to what you said, you know, being at this school, Brother Rice. You know, you hear this terminology. Probably this first time I heard it at that school, like a trust fund kid,
Man.
right? Where at the time, it was just a term, meant nothing to me, didn't know too much about it. But now that we're adults, you know, I want to have a trust fund kid, you know, and essentially I still know only a surface level of it.
Right.
But that's what I'm working towards, just putting these properties for my daughter in a trust, right? So when I pass, you know, this is how you create generational wealth. You
Right.
put it in a trust, so when you pass, your child can inherit this property that was in a trust fund,
Right.
you know, and that's directly passed along to them,
Right.
right? So it's ways to protect the asset, you know, and there's these different vehicles out here, but I never would have kind of even thought to do so if it wasn't from the exposure that
Man.
happened here at, you know, Brother Rice, just hearing some of these kids' stories
Right.
and kind of, you know, researching it on my own time and turning it to my own situation.
Hey,
You know?
Man, salute, bro. You doing your thing, bro. You have definitely capitalized off, you know, what we were opposed to, for sure. So I see you said, you know, you got these properties and you talk trust funds. So this is a long-term thing for you.
Most definitely. I've always looked at the long-term picture. You know, I was never into the get rich quick type schemes. You know, the long-term picture, I'm in it for rental properties. You know, so I'm a fan of, you know, one, securing the income that's going to support, you know, for me, these rental properties. So for me, it was pharmaceutical sales. You know, get a high-paying job, W-2 job, get a high-paying job, and then use that job just like they're using you,
right,
to do what you want to do. You know, so that was kind of like my thought process. So I used my job to fund real estate, right? And if you're an entrepreneur, create a business that's creating a lot of money. Use that money to one day not have to work, you know, as the LLC owner or whatever the case may be, but something to where you can eventually bag back from having to work so hard, and you can really just buy back your freedom.
Yeah, bro.
Right, and get your free time, right? And that's what in my eyes is a job is for, to eventually use it as a resource to create cash flowing assets, you know, and get your time back and enjoy life.
Man.
Travel to Orlando in an Airbnb, you know?
Man.
You know, so just enjoying life, man. We buying our time back at this point in our life, you know.
Hey, bro, it's funny. I was out of town. I was talking to, you know, some people that was close to me. I act like I knew real estate. All I was doing was repeating what me and you have been talking about, you know?
And that's okay.
Bro, so I'm acting like I know something. Like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go get a HELOC. And they like, well, what exactly is that? I'm like, well, let me call my bro real quick. Hey, bro, can you break that term down, you know, because it is something that is definitely beneficial, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of us, we are just ignorant to, you know, a couple things that's in real estate that is accessible to us, but we just don't know.
Right. No, it's a number of strategies out there for us to, you know, take advantage of owning a home, right? We don't have to just sell a home to profit from the equity, right? And you mentioned the HELOC. So what the HELOC is a home equity line of credit. Pretty much what this is in layman's terms is it's a revolving line of credit on your equity. For instance, you got a house worth $100,000. Let's say you owe $50,000 on this house. Right, so your equity position on this house is $50,000. 100 minus 50, that's $50,000. Now you can go to Huntington Bank, for instance, or any lender, right? And you could say, hey, I want to tap into this equity. Well, they're going to say, hey, we have a 90% LTV, 90% loan to value. Okay. So you got to take $90,000 minus $50,000, which is $40,000. So you have.
So hold on, let me stop you. So that 90% is of that 100,000 in which was the value of the house.
Correct.
So that's where that 90,000 comes from.
Yep.
Okay.
Because a HELOC is just what's the property's worth versus what you owe.
Okay.
That equity in between. But a bank is going to say, hey, we got to protect ourselves as well. So we only going to give you a HELOC on 90% of it.
Now, let me ask you this. Say, okay, you used the 100,000, for example. Say I purchased the home for, let's go, 80,000.
Yep. And
the market or you know, my home value has, you know, raised to 120,000.
Yep.
Which value is the bank looking at? Are they gonna go to 90% of that 80, which was my purchase price, or what is valued at now?
Good question. Yeah. So they're gonna send out an appraiser to value the house in its current condition. So they're gonna send that appraiser out. And if your house appraises for 120, that's the value they're going off of. At that point, they don't care what you purchased it for.
Right.
It's now what the home is worth minus what you owe.
Gotcha.
You know, that equity position within that gap.
Gotcha.
So, no, but good question.
That's good, bro.
Yeah, so it's a number of things you could do to play with that money, you know? I think one of the smarter things you can do with that, you know, this HELOC, this equity you got, go ahead and tap into a fix and flip project, you know? Tap into a fix and flip project. Maybe you don't know what to do as your first time taking on a fix and flip, you know, investment. Use your resources. Maybe, you know, go into one of these Facebook groups. Tap into somebody who's a more experienced within that avenue. But just network to kind of partner with somebody. You know, I partnered on my first flip.
Right.
You know, maybe not taking on a loan. Just partner with somebody. You have the funds, you know, maybe to purchase the house. Get the funds to rehab the house. But, man, you can almost double your money, pay back the HELOC, and you can use this HELOC over and over and over again.
Man.
You know? It's just multiple things you can do if you just buy property.
Right.
You know? It's going to be, say you got 10 properties, And, you know, all 10 properties got $50,000 worth of equity in it, right? Got $500,000 sitting on the table, you know, if my math is correct.
That's correct, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's a number of ways to tap into this equity without having to sell the home.
So when you in a situation like that, like we've discussed the long term, you're not into the get rich quick and all that, but when you come to a situation like HELOC, like, bro, I got great equity in this property, then you will consider something like a fix and flip.
Most definitely.
Okay.
You know, the good thing about a HELOC, it's there. You don't have to pay it back or anything until you begin using the money. So you can just sit on this money for 3 years, 4 years, you know, until you find a deal that makes sense.
Right. Now,
right?
Are you paying interest while this money is sitting, though?
Nothing. The money's just sitting there, waiting for you to use it. You don't pay a thing until you pull from it, you know. So it's a sweet resource that these lenders offer, you know, that we can really take advantage of and, you know, do some damage, you know.
Man, that's good stuff, bro. That's good stuff, man. Hey, what I want to know, man, you know, we in a good circle of people, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you network and you bump shoulders with different people, you expose yourself to different things. Right. How important is it to, you know, is the company you keep and the people you surround yourself with?
Man, I think that's everything. You know, we've always been tight in our clique, you know, Grindgrind. We've always been interlocked, and just the different perspectives each one of us bring within the friend group is beneficial.
Facts.
You know, my thought process wouldn't be where it is today without my peers, without my friend group, you know, and just to accomplish what I've been able to accomplish, it wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't rubbed elbows with the people around me. Man, you know, so they kind of give you a vision, and it's on you to act on it. Facts, you know,
bro. Facts. I would agree with that. You know, I asked a question before. I said, who has more influence on you? Is it your family or is it your peers? And I think it's a balance of both, bro. Like you said, you wouldn't be able to do what you do today or be where you are today without the exposure from your different peers of bumping elbows with these different people.
Right.
So I would definitely agree with that statement, man. It's everything. You feel what I'm saying? And who you surround yourself with also speaks on your character as a person.
Most definitely.
You know?
I agree 1,000%.
As a person, for sure, bro. And I got another question for you, man.
Talk to me.
You done did the college thing, got your degree. You done, you know, gave the NFL a shot. You done did a lot of different things, bro. What would you consider your biggest accomplishment to date?
My biggest accomplishment to date. You know, tough question, but my mind instantly goes to that period of where I felt most vulnerable. And that was that period in which, you know, I've trained all my life for something. And then we come to this one day, draft day, and you sitting there and you don't get a call, right? And the reason why I say this is an accomplishment, well, the accomplishment part to this is the pivot, right? The pivot out of that misery, the pivot out of this feeling like my back against the wall. I let myself, my parents, my friends, felt like I let everybody down because I felt like I had a lot of talent to take my game to the next level. But I felt like I've been slapped in the face, you know, and to pivot and to see where I'm at today, you know, that's an accomplishment for the thought, for the fact what it did to my mindset. You know, the person I became through that process, second to none. You know, I truly became a man throughout that transition. And if it never would have happened, I don't think I would have the mindset that I have today, you know, because it truly made me who I am. You know, I needed those hard times. I needed that adversity to really fight through it and become who I am today, man. So that would definitely be one of my biggest accomplishments.
Man, and I witnessed that firsthand, bro. I remember we was expecting that call. Me and RA was supposed to come over. It didn't go like you wanted it to. You like, bro, just give me, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow, bro. I don't really feel like, being bothered.
Right.
Even though I was so hurt, for you, because I witnessed what you put in. I witnessed the sacrifice. You feel what I'm saying? Bro, from high school to college, from when you transferred to Illinois to Eastern Illinois, you feel me? To where you like, bro, I don't care about football, to where you found the love again. I witnessed all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was hurt, but the person that I knew you were, I knew you was gonna overcome that, bro. I had no doubt in my heart that bro was about to turn up and to do something. I didn't know it was real estate. I didn't know it was about to be a pharmaceutical sales rep, but I knew you was gonna turn up and do something, bro.
My brother.
So salute to that, man. Salute to you, bro.
My brother, man.
Salute, bro.
Yeah, that was challenging. That was definitely most challenging time of my life, man. Just to be slapped in the face. I felt like, I remember I cut everybody off. I wasn't texting. I just cut myself from society.
Yeah.
I had to go into like a hibernation of just figuring it out and figuring who I was.
Right.
Because you got football. That was my identity. You thought of Devin Church, you thought football. Yeah. That's it. Like he was football.
Right.
Football was him, and that was me.
Right. Right.
So it was like reinventing myself into, just who I've become today. And just being seen as much more than just an athlete.
Bro. And that's necessary sometimes, bro. For us to just take a step back, to look ourselves in the mirror, for us to figure out who we are, what our purpose is, bro.
Agreed.
And you definitely walking in that, man. To get where you are is definitely a grind, nonetheless. What would you define as grind? What does that mean to you?
Grind. Well, it's like the name almost speaks for like what it is. You're grinding, but not just a regular type of grind.
Right.
You're grinding twice as hard, right? Because you got an end goal, right? You got an end goal, and everything you do on a daily basis needs to align with that end goal, right? So this ain't no normal type of grind we about to do. This ain't your average grind.
We got to turn it up.
We got to turn it up a bit. It's grind.
Yeah.
It's a difference, It's grind. So, man, grind, it's a lifestyle. Yeah. It's not just a clothing brand. It's a lifestyle.
It really is, bro.
It's what we do on a daily basis, So that's a real thing, man. And that's major, kudos to you, bro, because I remember when you was first getting it going,
Man.
Selling T-shirts out the car, selling T-shirts outside the gym, really hustling.
Yeah, bro.
Hustling. And it wasn't to make money.
Man. You
was grinding twice as hard for a cause. You had an end goal in mind. You had a purpose in what you was doing.
Facts, man.
And, you look up, you see why the brand the way it is. You ventured out, and you're doing much more. So it's a real thing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, man. I got a question. What's we wrapping up here. What's one piece of advice you would give, somebody that's navigating through life? I don't want to say young, because a lot of people automatically turn their ears off when you say young. Let's just give anybody, for example. Just say, I've been in corporate for 30 years, but I want to do something different. I need to, like you say, reinvent myself. When people think of me, they just think corporate, like you said with football, or I've been afraid to chase my dreams. You know what I'm saying? When I'm afraid I might fail what people may think of me. What's a piece of advice you would give that someone that's chasing a dream, that may not clearly know what it is they want to do, but they trying to find themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you had to take that moment. What's a piece of advice you would give? I
would say to that person chasing their dreams, but maybe it's just not as clear as they want in the moment, embrace all adversity. Because adversity is truly where you find your greatest self, right?
Bro, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro.
Bro, I'm so.
No, hey, hold on, bro.
I'm so.
Bring that back one more time. Can you? It was 3 words you said. No, hold on. Embrace. Yeah, 3 words. Bring that back, bro. What was it?
Bro, I say embrace all adversity, because that's when you truly find your greatest self.
Man.
Like that person you're about to become, dealing with this, what you see as the hardest moment of your life.
Man,
embrace it, because you gonna look back a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, and you gonna be so thankful that happened to you. Mm-hmm. This clouded situation that you may be going through in the moment, you gonna be so thankful that this happened, because the person you became, man, the person you were able to, maneuver and navigate through those trials, those tribulations, man, you just turned yourself up. You just turned yourself into a beast.
I'm telling you, bro.
You develop a certain type of skin. You just develop a certain type of swag, and it turns you into a monster, bro. And you're able to then start reaching those levels you're supposed to.
I'm telling you, like, bro, I walk with a different swag because I just overcame this. You don't know what it took from, man. I'm telling you, bro. Because even with this brand, bro, like you said, I was on the grind. It was never about money. I wasn't making money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I knew that if I could get this brand exposed to the right people, and if, I could continue to push my testimony, this message, I was going to be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
It was my passion. And when you fall in love with passion, bro, and you grind twice as hard for it, everything else is going to align itself, man.
Agreed.
No,
agreed, man.
I'm telling you, bro. That speak volume, church.
No, and I got a question for you. I know you asking me all the questions right now, but I'm just curious, bro.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel as if you got a strict routine, like on a daily basis?
Mm-hmm.
What helps you navigate through the day? Like, do you wake up and it's like, hey, I want to accomplish X, Y, Z, mm-hmm. or I know 7 o'clock I gotta be doing this, 8 o'clock I gotta be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what that daily routine look like for you?
Man, so like you said, now we married, we got kids, bro. A lot of things have changed from when I first started grind till now. So now my daily routine, bro, I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning praying. You know what I'm saying? I gotta start my day off with prayer, just to get, myself aligned mentally. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see what it is, what it is I'm about to accomplish today. I'm writing down a list of everything it is I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I'm starting off with prayer. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to strive. Like, I'm striving to get back in that gym. I see you still in it. I'm striving to get back in that gym, bro. Just started up this week.
No, that's 100 though,
yeah,
man.
I'm trying to get back to the fundamentals, bro. The principles that got us where we are today. You know what I'm saying? The prayer, the working out early, just structuring my life, to be consistent, because that's what brings results.
Understood.
So, tasks varies throughout the day, but those two things gonna remain: the prayer, the workout. I'm definitely gonna spend time with my wife, with my family, but we knocking out tasks throughout the day. We creating a to-do list. We got goals that's put in front of us. You know what I'm saying? The Bible say, write a vision, make it plain. So we seeing this every day. We seeing where we going, where we attacking, and we gonna go full ahead.
Right. No, I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, bro.
And I'm always curious about somebody's daily schedule. Because when I just think of mine, like how you was saying 5 a.m., maybe this, it's not more so a set time period in which I may be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, hey, I know there's 5 pillars, essentially, 5 things that I have to get to. Of course, I wake up early, I do my to-do list. This is a rough guideline for the day.
Right.
And then I get to my 5 pillars, right? I know I got to work out at some point today. This is no order. Right. I know I got to work out at some point today, whether that's just sit-ups on the floor, or I'm going to the gym. I got to show my wife some love, right? Throughout this day, we gonna have to sit down, have a conversation, and get to it. Just engage with one another.
Right.
Got to play with my daughter, whether that's outside, throwing the ball around, whatever it is. I got to show her some attention that I'm present in the house.
Facts.
Right? Number 4, I got to have a productive day at work.
Man.
You know, I gotta have a productive day at work, because without that, it's like my cup isn't full.
Right.
You know, last but not least, I for sure, I gotta get a good word in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether that's a scripture, whether that's a motivational talk from Inky Johnson, Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it may be, I gotta get something in me to where, you know, my brain was moving. You know, while I was exercising that muscle.
I like that, bro.
You know, so it's like 5 pillars I like to cross off. If I hit these 5 pillars, I know I had a successful day. You know?
Hey, so let me ask you this. You know what? I want to get back to number 4. You said have a productive day at work. You know, life sometimes happens. Sometimes days don't always go as we plan for them to. You know what I'm saying? Say you had a rough day at work. How does that affect your mood in the house?
That's a great question. Because I'm a fan of letting work be work, letting the house be the house.
That's good.
So I know it's it's not perfect though. You know, there's definitely days where my irritations at work linger into the house, but I try to cut that off. Like I want to be a switch. Yeah. I want the work me to be the work me and the home me to be home. Because I don't want to come home with the same personality, the same characteristics as I carry in my work environment, you know, because that would be clashing with my wife.
Facts.
You know, so I try my best to cut it off. But there's days where, you know, it's some real stuff that happen.
Man, I'm telling you,
and you can't turn it off. And I mean, that's okay. You know, you just had that conversation with the wife.
Yeah.
And you know, y'all work it out.
And that's why it's so important, bro. I'm definitely grateful for my wife and for my sister Mel, man. They definitely have contributed into making us better men, bro.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It takes that, like you said. You try to cut it off. Some days you might not be able to. You know what I'm saying?
Not perfect.
Not perfect, but to be able to strive together and continue to move forward together, you know, speaks volumes, bro.
1000%.
You know, so man, before we get out of here, we finna get ready to close, bro. I want you to share with the people, where can they find you at, bro? Drop some socials and stuff like that, bro.
Yeah, honestly, I need to get better on social media, but
you do, man.
You know, I got the Instagram, D Church. You guys can give me a follow there on Instagram, but outside of that, I'm tapped out. You know. Not too much.
What about the LinkedIn, bro? I know you be on LinkedIn.
Right. Yeah, LinkedIn. You can hit me on LinkedIn. Okay. Devin Church. You know, Devin Church on LinkedIn. But yeah, man, I gotta get better on the social media. And but yeah, give me a follow.
Man, follow.
But I say what? It was great.
Man,
it was a good one connecting with you, bro.
But hey, man, I want you to. I want y'all to follow him, man. He need to do seminars. He need to talk more, bro. I'm telling you, man, there's so much knowledge in Devin, bro. I'm telling you, bro, he got something great in him. So give him a follow, man. We gonna get you back on here soon, bro. Probably do a 5-year recap while we on a boat or something, man. Cause
a yacht,
bro. I'm telling you, bro. Cause you know we going somewhere, bro. We going places. I get to witness this with you, bro. And man, we closing out, man. So here it is. Season 2, episode 1. Yep. You know, a day in the life of a dream chaser. We had the host, Devin Church, come drop some gems. Hey, stay tuned because we dropping heat. Grind. We out of here.
Yep, we checking out.